have our first team prep for IBL Season 4. I'm super excited for this, and it should be a really good season with the team that we have. I'm going to be going over the team that I was helped to build for this first week against Jolteon the God and the Lawrence Talonflames. As you can see, their team is above my head, but I'm going to list them off just for myself. So he's got Tapu Koko, Latios, Bisharp, Emboar, Ludicolo, Seismitoad, Xatu, Mega Gyarados, Garbodor, Buffalon, and Vivillon. So he's got a very, very interesting squad. A lot of tier 5s on there. I don't know, for some reason it feels like he should have had more points than he did to end with, but I don't know, that really doesn't make a difference. Anyways, so, yeah, something I'm going to be doing this season now is actually showing you the entirety of my team down next to the logo, so you all can see exactly what we were working with. But the Season 3 champion, Jose, helped me build this team this week, and I'm going to be going over it, and hopefully I can remember every little nuance that we put in there specifically. So some of these things I may not get exactly right, but starting out, we have Megan Foxy Altaria. So Mega Altaria with Pixelate, Return, Earthquake, Roost, and Dragon Dance. So I don't need any sort of Dragon Stab on this team, really, because Fairy covers literally everything that a dragon is good against, and he does have the one immunity to it being in Tapu Koko, but with Earthquake, Tapu Koko really does not want to come in on Megan Fox, so you know, this is gonna be a pretty good Altaria here. We made this thing bulky because we didn't need a ton of attack or really anything. Sorry, I hit the mic. We put enough speed to outspeed Bisharp. I'm pretty sure that's the one we did. It being base 70, and we're running a Jolly Nature, so we could put less in speed. We could put more in the other stats, so we have a little bit in defense and a little bit in special defense. Overall, this thing is going to be a monster. If I get a couple Dragon Dances set up, then it will sweep. So, it's really good. Return and Earthquake cover the entirety of his team for at least neutral. Not much else to say. Mega Altaria is just an absolute monster to deal with, and should be pretty fun to use for us. So next up, we have 707 the Skarmory with the Rocky Helmet and Sturdy. With Roost, Stealth Rock, Brave Bird, Whirlwind. So this thing obviously is my defensive wall, because that is what this Pokemon really is. The Rocky Helmet is obviously if he wants to do knockoff or something. I know Bisharp gets knockoff, but any specific physical attackers, maybe like Mega Gyarados will take that damage from the Rocky Helmet. It'll be really nice. Sturdy is making sure I can't be one-shot by anything. I'm not entirely sure if there is a Pokemon that could, like, literally demolish 707, maybe, and basically one-shot it. Tapu Koko might be the only one. We have Roost, though. Emboar. Forgot completely about Emboar. But, with Roost, it'll allow me, against most of his team, to be able to sit there and, like, stall out. Stealth Rocks is obviously so we can get some damage on those incoming Pokemon. Chip damage off of Latios and Koko, which would be really nice. And, does a lot of damage to Xatu, and Vivillon takes 50%, and he doesn't have, he has one defogger, and I'm pretty sure, no, 2 defoggers, and that's all he has for, hazard removal, being Xatu and Latios, so. And then, yeah, so this thing is a basically max defense. We gave it enough HP so where it has an odd stat, meaning it can take more, it can switch in more on Stealth Rocks. Brave Bird's just the best move we could have put on it for damage. Don't know what to say. Whirlwind, it would be really nice if something starts to set up. Get that thing out of there. Impish Nature. So next up, we have Team Captain, the Kansas City Nidoking, Welkin. By the way, I didn't actually mention this. If you guys want to go in the description below, I have this little thing for if you want to get a new Nidokings shirt. So it's pretty cool, with the new logo and a different company with higher quality prints at a cheaper price. Anyways, we have Welkin the Nidoking here with the Life Orb and Sheer Force, Sucker Punch, Earth Power, Suds Wave, and Ice Beam. Now, overall, against his entire team, he has a terrible, terrible time dealing with Nidoking. Nothing really wants to touch this thing. Emboar can obviously do a shit ton of damage because Emboar is just overpowered as crap. And he does have the Latios being Psychic type, but at the same time, it doesn't really want to come in on Welkin here. Mega Gyarados is probably the best answer he would have for Welkin, just because of just the power on this Pokemon. Sucker Punch is mainly for the Latios because we don't outspeed that, and it is a Psychic type, and it like one Sludge Wave does a shitload of damage to it. I don't remember the exact calc, but it does a ton of damage. So even with the minus attack, we just put a little bit in physical attack because we were able to. So I built this thing to outspeed. Let's see, what was it that he had? Was it the Mega Gyarados? I think it's the Mega Gyarados, because that would make sense, being base 81. So, anyway, I'm pretty sure we built this to outspeed the Mega Gyarados, and Earth Power is really good for Koko, for Bisharp, Emboar. Only Xatu and Koko are immune to it. Or not Koko, I meant Latios. Xatu and Latios are immune to it. I have Sucker Punch for Latios, and it also works on Xatu. But if I'm able to catch the Latios in on the switch, then I can hit that with an Ice Beam and just obliterate it. So, yeah, nothing really wants to go up against Nidoking. This thing is amazing. So, obviously enough speed to outspeed the Mega Gyarados, max special attack with a little bit in special defense, a little bit in HP to give it an odd number, and then a little bit in attack, because that's what we had left over, and it would get that stat back to where it needs to be. So that's about it for our team captain Welkin here. Next we have Paramore the Serena. Now Serena is the Pokemon on the team that was like, I don't really want it, because my original idea was to get Delmise, and then I realized that I should have gotten a Rapid Spinner and I needed a Ghost, and when I realized that, it was a bit too late, so it didn't end up helping at all. But I got Serena, and Serena is not a bad Pokemon. It's got a good amount of bulk to it, and it's got some good moves. So, as you see, Paramore here is holding the Assault Vest with Queenly Majesty, preventing all priority moves. And I don't remember exactly what gets some sort of priority on the team. I think Bisharp gets like Bullet Punch or something like that, and this thing is built to outspeed the Bisharp. It's a Jolly nature, so we can put less in speed. We would have to in order to outspeed a Jolly, or max speed, or a boost speed nature Bisharp. We put a ton in HP, only a little bit in attack, because that's all we needed to hit KO something, and I believe that was the Mega Gyarados that we calced that against. Because obviously High Jump Kick is really nice. We went for Trop Kick, and that's why we did what we did, so we didn't have to put so much in attack. And yeah, so Trop Kick obviously just obliterates not Emboar. Frickin' Seismitoad. Does a lot of damage to Mega Gyarados, though High Jump Kick might end up doing more. I don't remember the base power. What is your base? 70? So you end up being yeah, you end up being more, because you end up being, what, 210? And you end up being, well, 260 and 210. So it looks like that High Jump Kick would still do more to the Mega Gyarados. But anyways, yeah. This is mainly just my Rapid Spinner to get rocks away. He doesn't have many rockers on his team. You're being disconnected, Pop. This is the service restarted. Why am I even online? Work offline. I wasn't even logged in. That's weird. This thing is to Vivillon. I believe Vivillon got sticky webs, and maybe that was one reason we did it. I don't even remember, man. I don't even remember what's his rocker on the team. I think Seismitoad is. And something may be able to set up spikes. So anyways, a Garbodor. So this thing is Rapid Spin, get rid of those. And obviously Welkin can absorb the toxic spikes. This thing's also got U-turn, so it could be a nice pivot Pokemon, just to get a better matchup on a possible switch and such. So yeah. Next up, we have the speediest member of the Nidokings roster, Hawkins the Jolteon, holding the Magnet with Volt Absorb, Hidden Power Grass, Volt Switch, Signal Beam, Thunderbolt. Signal Beam is there mainly for Latios. Thunderbolt just hits the majority of his team for good damage. Hidden Power Grass is for the Seismitoad mainly, because that's obviously the one that's unaffected by electricity. And then Volt Switch, so we have a Volt Turn combo on the squad. This thing, we had to go max just because Tapu Koko is also base 130. So just to make sure we're speed tied, the one who would get the attack off would be speed tied, so you know. Hawkins doesn't match up super well against Tapu Koko, because Tapu Koko can bring fairy moves and hit Jolteon pretty hard. Harder than Jolteon could hit it with any of its moves, because it resists everything but Hidden Power Grass, and Hidden Power Grass isn't going to do that much. We went for Magnet, because we really didn't want to, like, choice Jolteon into anything, so it can get it can be able to Volt Switch off of basically anything. Magnet obviously boosts the power of electric type moves. Timid nature, 4 in HP, max special attack, max speed. And yeah, that's about it. There's not much to say about Jolteon. It's a pretty simple Pokemon. And then finally we have Combo the Skuntank holding the Assault Vest with Aftermath, Flamethrower, Sucker Punch, Poison Jab, Pursuit. Now obviously this thing matches up super well against Latios because I can predict the incoming Psychic move or something like that and swap into this thing. With the Assault Vest it'll take a special hit pretty nicely. And I have Pursuit on this thing, so I can Pursuit trap the Latios, and if it attacks me, I can Sucker Punch it, hit it super damn hard. Poison Jab is there for stab, really, and he doesn't have much that resists it. Outside of Bouffalant, Seismitoad, and Bisharp being immune, it's at least neutral to everything else, so that's really nice. And then Flamethrower is mainly there just for the Bisharp, because the Bisharp does not want to take that kind of hit. So anyways, this thing is, I believe, also built to outspeed only the Bisharp, all of them being 135. Yeah, so these are all built to outspeed Bisharp. That was our main goal when doing that. So, built to outspeed Bisharp, a lot of attack investment, and a good amount of HP investment, 4 in special attack just so Flamethrow's a little bit stronger, and then the rest in special defense, which is only end up being 4. And that's about it. Aftermath is, so if I get like knocked out by Mega Gyarados using a physical move, it'll take a ton of damage from it, so that'll be really nice. And yeah, that's about it. Let me know if you get the reference on the Skuntank here. But that is the squad we are bringing for our first match of the season, so I really hope you all enjoyed. If you did, I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm kind of nervous for this match. It's our first match of the new season, but I have my best team I've ever drafted. This is a really well put together squad, and hopefully it can work out well. So, thanks so much for watching. Let's go Nidokings.